One of the most important weapons, instruments in any cause, in any movement, in any strike, is the picket sign. We wrote a song about this. It's in Spanish. We call it El Picket Sign.
Dolores Huerta was born in 1930 in northern New Mexico. Her father was a miner, field worker, union activist, and state official. Her mother owned a 70-room hotel that often put up farm workers' families for free. Dolores became a teacher when she graduated from college. She quickly left that job to become an organizer. In 1955, she met Fred Ross, who founded the Community Service Organization, or CSO. The CSO was dedicated to voter registration and better public services for workers. Dolores and Fred founded the Stockton, California chapter of the CSO. From 1960 to 1962, Dolores successfully lobbied for 15 bills in the California legislature. These included public assistance, retirement benefits, and unemployment insurance for farm workers, regardless of whether they were citizens. In 1962, Dolores met Cesar Chavez, and the two founded the National Farm Workers Association, or NFWA. They spent the next 3 years recruiting workers and building the union. By 1965, the NFWA conducted its first strike against a rose nursery. The strike lasted 4 days and achieved a wage increase. The union then joined a strike with mostly Filipino grape pickers in Delano. The owners hired replacement workers, so the union organized a grape boycott. The boycott was the most famous and successful workers' boycott in U.S. history, and it was organized in all of 1966 and publicized by Dolores. It gave the union the strength to negotiate the first ever farm workers' contract with a grape grower. Other contracts made during the 5-year strike won a minimum wage, paid vacations, and unemployment insurance, and prohibited the use of toxic pesticides. In 1972, the NFWA joined the AFL-CIO, but named itself the United Farm Workers, or UFW. The UFW reached 100,000 members in the 1970s. It organized grape pickers and other workers in the agricultural industry. A second boycott, this time of grapes, lettuce, and Gallo wines, led to the Agricultural Labor Relations Act. The act granted farm workers the right to organize and bargain for better wages and working conditions. Later, Dolores advocated for women's rights, particularly in a campaign by strawberry workers. She fought against anti-women's rights laws, including the Welfare Reform Act and California's Proposition 209. Dolores has been arrested 22 times because of her union activities. In 1988, she was viciously beaten by a policeman while participating in a protest. She suffered a ruptured spleen and broken ribs. She sued the city of San Francisco and won an award and changes in its police crowd control procedures. Dolores is known as a very hard worker and has sacrificed much for her union activities, including time with her 11 children. She has received many awards and honorary degrees.
Conmigo toda la vida.